Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. My salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, who is the establisher of Dharma, who is the embodiment of all the world religions, and who is the best among the incarnations. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we were discussing the universal form of Sri Ramakrishna based on the hymn Khandana Bhava Bandhana, which is penned by Swami Vivekananda, the illustrious disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Here, as I told already, he never mentioned Sri Ramakrishna's name, his gurus, but very beautifully, very poetically, he has explained the traits of an incarnation, the traits of a prophet. Previous class, we were discussing just a small portion was left out. What is that? Niraki. Deho pade anurag. Means, oh Lord, please give me supreme love or supreme yearning at your holy lotus feet. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, people shed jugs of water for lust, for name and fame, power, position, material comforts, or material prosperity. No doubt, let it so, let it be so. But in this world, how many people are there who shed tears for God? Indeed, they are the blessed people. Even Shri Krishna also says same thing in the Bhagavad Gita. Indeed, very rarest one among the 1,000 who will think or who will try to pursue the path of spirituality. So here, Swami Vivekananda is telling, oh Lord, please give me the supreme love at your lotus feet. Why it is required? The more and more we attach towards the God or the divine, the less we will be attached to the world, attached to the matter. The more and more you attach to the divine, to the God, the lesser you will attach to the matter. There's a beautiful story. A senior monk of the Ramakrishna order, he was in his late 80s. In a monastery, he was there. He was almost bedridden because of his physical ailments and his overage, ripened age. But he was always cheerful. Though he had some physical troubles, he was unable to get up and his health was not good. His physical ailments were there, but still he was always cheerful. He was never morose. He never bothered. He was so happy and peaceful and blissful. Once, a devotee inquired, Maharaj, how is it possible for you to be cheerful at all times, in spite of having the physical challenges or physical ailments which you are facing due to the ripened age? He said, look, this body has taken its birth. Whatever has taken the birth in this nature or in the world or in the universe, it has to perish. It has to die. Any object has got a manufacturing date, it will have its date of expiry also. So this body also has got manufacturing date, it also has got date of expiry. Now I'm nearing to the date of expiry. So obviously, all these problems will creep in. So what? But I am happy. I am blissful. Then the devotee asks, Maharaj, how is it possible? He says, because if I have to say that, if I say that I'm a devotee of a Lord, or I'm a devotee of the God, or of my chosen deity, then I don't have a choice to say that I am suffering, or God is not looking after me. I can't complain. Why? Because God knows what is best for me, and He has given the best things for me. So where is the question of complaining? There is no complaint at all. Since there is no complaint, so there are no worries with me. That's why I am always cheerful. What a beautiful statement, you see. If I am a devotee, true devotee of the Lord, then I am not supposed to complain. Oh Lord, you have given me, you have not given this, I have not this, nothing. Because God knows what is best for me and He has given. A complete surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord, and so much so love here, divine love, or love towards the divinity or the supreme power, a great true devotee. The moment when we have that supreme love, or when we have yearning towards God, then whatever the problems or the challenges we may have to face in this world, or the worldly problems or the problems of the world, that doesn't make any sense for us. And the same sadhu, once he told for his attendant, look, at any time, if you see that I'm not breathing, just wait for some time and observe. If I am not breathing, you can inform to the concerned person that I am breathing no more. That attendant didn't take it serious because he's an aged man. He keeps on telling something like that. He kept quiet. At one day, the attendant, probably breakfast or lunch, he served to the monk. He had it. And that day he was a bit more weak. So the attendant was staying there only. He was nursing the Swami. Even at that juncture, the Swami asked, look, my dear, this is a food time. Why don't you go and have your food? Then the attendant said, Swami, it is difficult for me to go. Why? Generally you are weak, and today you are looking more weak physically. So I am concerned, definitely. So that's the reason I am in a duality, that whether should I go for lunch or whether should I stay back here. So I'm unable to go because it is my duty to look after you. Then the monk laughs and he smilingly says, my dear, don't worry. This body is going to die at some point of time. It is supposed to perish. Don't worry. You go and have your food and come. Don't worry. But when you come, you see, if I'm breathing fine, if I've stopped breathing, then you go and inform the concerned person. Then because the sadhu himself is asking him to go and have his food, then the attendant also felt that's okay, fine. Then he will let me go and have my food quickly and come back. Probably in 5 to maybe 10 minutes, might be just in 10 to 15 minutes, he finished his food and he rushed back. And he comes back and sadhu just sleeping calmly. After a minute or two, the attendant noticed, the monk is not breathing. Then he kept his finger near his nose. Then there was no breathing. Then he tried to listen the heartbeat. He couldn't listen. Immediately he got disturbed, or immediately he rushed back and informed the in-charge monk that such and such a Swami is no more breathing. I think his breathing has stopped. Then the monk, who's the in-charge monk, he was also a doctor who was looking after all the old age monks. Then he came and he checked his pulse and heartbeat, and he said, yes, the Swami has left his mortal coil around 10 minutes before. So that Swami was aware that the time has come. But even at that juncture, at that critical time, he was caring about his attendant's food. And he said, don't worry, you go and have his food. See, when you take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, when you got real devotion, at the feet of the Lord, even you don't bother about the fear of death. You welcome the death and you conquer the fear of death, and you can conquer all type of miseries and worries and fears and whatnot. So Dehopade Anurag. The moment we get that supreme love, or the love towards God, or supreme yearning, that was Sri Ramakrishna tells Vakulata, automatically all this world and worldly problems can be transcended. It may not be able to solve, but we can transcend and we can lead the blissful life. That's why this Dehopade Anurag is very, very important for all of us as devotees. Oh God, let me attach myself to you, to your feet, so that I can live a peaceful life. I can live the life of blessed. I can live the life of joy, whatnot. In the world and worldly accomplishments, we do get a lot of pleasures, we do get a lot of happiness, no doubt. But 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times of happiness and bliss we get when we take the shelter at the feet of Lord, or when we get that love, divine love. So may Sri Ramakrishna bless all of us that such a love for all of us. On this auspicious day, today is one more incarnation, Rama. Rama's birthday today is Rama Navami. Then next para, our next verse. Nirbhaya Gatasamshaya Drudhanishcaya Manasavan Nishkarana Bhakatasharana Tyaji Jatikulaman. In my first class itself, I told it is like Bengali and Sanskrit mixed form. This is Khandana Bandhana. So Nirbhaya, O fearless one, Gatasamshaya, you have gone beyond all doubts. You are free from all type of doubts. Drudhanishcaya, you are of the firm resolve. Manasavan, you have got such a mind where you have got a firm resolve. Something if you decide, you will do it. No compromise. Nishkarana, you are a causeless ones. Bhakatasharana, you are the refugee of devotees. And Tyaji Jatikulaman, you have cast off all the pride of caste, family, status, and whatnot. Yeah, we will try to understand this. Nirbhaya. Nirbhaya means he's a fearless one. Most of us, we have got fear. Every being has got a common fear, either animal or a bird or a beast or human being. What is that? Fear of death. This is called abhinivesha in Sanskrit. Fear of death. Every being has got this fear of death. Only very few people can conquer or they are free from this fear of death. Whereas in Sri Ramakrishna's life, even he had conquered that fear of death. Even we can see in the Jesus Christ life that he had feared the conquer of death. Buddha had conquered the fear of death. All the great saints and prophets and incarnations, all of them had conquered the fear of death. I think it comes in the life of Swami Turyananji or Swami Abhedanandaji. A sadhu, he was in Himalayas. He was just as a wandering monk. He was traveling. He saw himself in the dense forest. A lion, a tiger. A lion or tiger has caught the monk and it is eating. It has opened his stomach and holding its open stomach and it's carrying to its den for eating as a food. So the intestine or whatever, some parts of the organ has come out. Blood is profusely bleeding. Is bleeding profusely. Even at that time, monk is not crying. Monk is not shouting. Oh, because of pain, because of losing, because in no time he will be no more. But even at that juncture, at that time, that sadhu, a monk, was uttering its sense. Shivoham, 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 Asadaham, Soham, Soham, So. I am that, I am that, I am that. What is that? I am that self. The moment we understand that we are consciousness, not the matter, not this body-mind complex, then we can conquer the fear of death. And we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, he had conquered the fear of death. Many years before his demise, he had told to his wife, Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi, that, look, such and such incidents, one after another, it happens. So you can understand very clearly that my end has come. So few years before itself, he had told, not few days or few months, few years before itself, he had told to Holy Mother Sharda Devi, what are the incidents will happen? When it starts happening, then you can understand that my end is nearing. When we can see same thing in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Long back he had told, I will never see my 40th year. And in 39 years itself, he passed away. And this Nirbhaya, fearlessness, how it came? Because he is the knower of the Brahman. He has experienced. He is a self-realized person. That's why he had he had achieved that fearlessness, or he had conquered the death. So any one of us, if we can experience that who am I, or if we can experience the divine, we can experience the self, if we can experience the consciousness, then we can also conquer the fear of death. If we can take shelter at the feet of the Lord or the divine, then definitely we can conquer the fear of death. The same thing has been told very clearly in one of the Upanishads, Drudhanishcaya Upanishad. Abhayam vai praptosi janakaha. The moment when you understand the self, what will? Abhayam va praptaha. The fearlessness is been attained, is been achieved, is granted. So by becoming a billionaire, I cannot be fearless. By becoming a celebrity, I cannot be a fearless person. Only by realizing oneself, or by experiencing the divinity, or by experiencing the God, only I can be fearless. So that's what we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. And even from his childhood days, Sri Ramakrishna was known for his fearlessness. As a small boy, he used to go to the burial ground, cemetery, and he used to sit and meditate. You see, small boy, even grown-up people, we fear to go near burial ground or the cemetery, even during daytime, and forget about nights. And Sri Ramakrishna used to go at night because there's a calm place where people will not come, and you will not be disturbed. He used to go and sit and meditate in the burial ground. So that was very clear in his thing. And this fearlessness also can be achieved by practicing the truth. If you are sincere, if you are honest, if you are truthful, then also one can be fearless. Because this fear is a natural instinct in every being. Fear of death, fear of failure, fear of losing property, fear of losing name and fame, fear of losing power or beauty. All these things are possible. Why? Because we are experiencing the duality. We think we are body, we are mind, we are part and parcel of something. All these obsessions we are carried over in our mind. That's why we have got a fear of so many things. The moment when we understand, if we can experience that, I am not this body and mind, I am not this matter, rather I am the self, I am the consciousness, then no fear can stay in us. So this can be attained either by experiencing the self or by experiencing the God. Nirbhaya. Then Gatasamshaya. One who has got rid of all type of doubts. How much ever we listen about, especially about the self, about the Lord, about the consciousness, still many times doubt lingers in our mind. Oh, Swami, that's all okay, whatever you told, but these things, is it possible to experience even in these days? Can we experience God? Can we experience self? Or can we experience consciousness? This type of doubts, it haunts us. Whether does it really exist? Or whether is it hypothetical thinking or argument? Or is it possible for me to realize? So this type of doubts we do get. And especially when we study non-dualistic philosophy, Advaita philosophy, when we listen about the self and we listen about the Maya, the illusion and all, Many times we feel it is all hypothetical thinking, it may not be true. We will have our own doubts, no doubt. But Sri Ramakrishna has got rid of all type of doubts. Why? He was the experienced person. He had a Nirvikalpa Samadhi, transcendental experience. Not only one time, for 6 months he was continuously there. My goodness. In the history of spirituality or spiritual history, we don't find any person who stayed in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 6 months continuously. No. What a great personality we can very well imagine. And also, Swami Vivekananda describes Sri Ramakrishna beautifully, that his life is like a spiritual laboratory. He practiced Islam, he practiced Christianity, he practiced Hinduism, and so many different types of sadhanas are prescribed in Hinduism. According to the different sects, all type of sadhanas he practiced, and he said, as many faiths, so many paths. So, he had experienced the divine, so all doubts are dispelled. If we can follow the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, or any prophet or any incarnation, in reality, definitely we can also get rid of all type of doubts. Then, Drudhanishcaya Manasavan. His mind had a firm resolve, whereas our mind is always wavering. Say, for an example, I thought, okay, I have got some obesity. From today onwards, I will not take much carbohydrates. Maybe rice or potato or some sweets, whatnot, or some drinks or some junk food. I thought I did practice today, tomorrow it was okay, then third day, because there was nothing else, then I compromised and I took little. And slowly, I forget about my resolve or about my decision. Then again back to square. And one more standard thing is, I thought I will get up at 5 a.m. every day. 1 or 2 days I got up, then again I couldn't. So we don't have that firm resolve. That's why the problem is many times. All the successful people in the life, if you see, they will have this firm resolve. Maybe he may be a good athlete, or he may be a good educationist, he may be a good academician, or he may be a good dancer, or whatever, in whichever field he may be a good, successful person, definitely they have labored a lot, they have worked hard, no doubt, hard work with skills. That's why they have got that success. So to a larger extent, they had that firm resolve. In Sri Ramakrishna's case, it was 100%. If he decides something, he used to do that. That we can see in all the achievers. But in his case, his mind not only is to accept 100%, his body, his mind, his nerves, his bones, and even every cell, every cell of his body used to react, accept, and follow his teachings. Standard example, we know all that. Once he took soil, earth in one hand and few coins in one hand, and he started throwing some portion of soil, earth on the river, saying taka and mati. Mati and taka. Taka is money, throwing 1 or 2 coins. So money is nothing but earth, earth is nothing but money, like that. So both should be same thing for me. No difference. So like that he did for a few times. Fine, we may also do it. But afterwards, we'll be seeing the difference. But whereas in him, he did that, that means he renounced that wealth at all, money completely. Afterwards, okay, someone came to give him gifts and all, he didn't accept. That's okay. He practiced poverty, he practiced austerity. Many great people have practiced. There is no wonder in that, you may say. But not only that, even his body was never able to accept it. It so happened, his illustrious disciple, Swami Vivekananda, wanted to test him. When Sri Ramakrishna has gone out to Calcutta, to a devotee's house, Naren had come, and he kept a 1 rupee coin below his bed without knowing anyone. Sri Ramakrishna was unaware of, devotees were unaware of. Sri Ramakrishna, while talking with his devotees, he came back. While talking with the devotees, he sat on the bed. Immediately, he felt that there is a scorpion bite. He experienced the bite of scorpion, and immediately he got up And he said, look, there's something in the bed. I am unable to see it. Please remove it and chuck it if anything is there. Then the devotees are all dumbfounded or astonished. They removed the bed spray, nothing is there. They removed the bed and they started dusting it. Then a 1 rupee coin fell, making a sound, turned like. Everyone were astonished. Who has done this? Keeping 1 rupee coin below the Sri Ramakrishna's bed. Naren was observing everything. Sri Ramakrishna just closely observed and he understood it was Naren's testing. Sri Ramakrishna laughed and said, good, good. Disciples should also test the Guru, teacher, daytime and nighttime. It is good. See, he said that Mati and Taka, earth and soil, one and the same. Means he is renouncing the wealth or money or whatever. Not only mentally he renounced, physically renounced, even his body is reacting it. He was unable to touch the money at all. His body was unable to. Even in sometimes there is incidents where if money is there knowingly or unknowingly, if he puts his hand, immediately his hand used to get twisted. He was unable to touch the money. Drudhanishcaya Manasavan. So we don't see such type of incidents in a religious history or in the history of spirituality. His whole body, mind, nerves, every cell, every part, every cell of his body used to react according to his decision, according to his thinking. What a beautiful, what a great thing, isn't it? So we can understand here, Sri Ramakrishna was of the firm resolve. And the other explanation also can be given like Nirbhaya Gatasamshaya Drudhanishcaya Manas. With a firm resolve, with a possibly firm resolve, if we can take the shelter at the feet of the Lord, then what happens? We attain Nirbhayate, that is fearlessness, and Gatasamshaya. All our doubts will be dispelled with the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, or any god or saint or prophet or incarnation. One of his disciples, Swami Shivanandaji, he says, because of Sri Ramakrishna's grace, today I've experienced the divine truth. And not only that, I was born as a Jiva Koti, but I have been elevated. I've got a promotion to the Ishvara Koti status. Jiva Koti is all any individual being. Ishvara Kotis are, they're specially chosen people who are already realized persons, who are already perfect people. Only they come when the God descends on this earth. When an incarnation comes to the earth, to support his divine sport, these people come. Otherwise, they have nothing to achieve. So like that 5 or 6 people came when Sri Ramakrishna descended on this earth. And among them 6, the Swami Shivananda was not there in that group. So he was Jiva Koti. He was an ordinary spiritual aspirant. But because of Sri Ramakrishna's grace, he says that now I have attained the Ishvara Koti status. See the divine grace, what all things can give, isn't it? So that's what we can see in the devotee's life. If the Sri Ramakrishna's grace or a divine grace happens, physical miseries, mental miseries, intellectual difficulties or knots or doubts and spiritual miseries, all these things will be extinguished, can be destroyed, can be removed. So this is also one more meaning. Then the second line, Nishkarana, causeless. He's a causeless person. Now, how I came into this world? Because of my parents. How they came into the world? Because of their parents. Because of their parents, it keeps on going. Now, how Sri Ramakrishna came into existence, or how God descended on this earth, if you ask, is a causeless person. Whoever has studied Sri Ramakrishna's life, you can very well know that. When Sri Ramakrishna's mother, Chandramani Devi, went into a Lord Shiva's temple to have a darshan. She visited the temple and the offering, puja was going on, worship was going on. She saw a spark of light at the Shivlinga. Slowly it became big and it came and it entered the womb of the Chandramani Devi. It covered her body. She fell unconscious. Then after the first aid, she got up and she started feeling that she has conceived and she has become pregnant. So that was not because of biological whatever connections, it was of divine grace. So a spark entered from Shivalinga and entered her womb, and that's how she felt conceived, and she experienced that she became a pregnant. The same thing we can see in the life of Sri Krishna, in Rama. Rama's case, it was different, of course, from sacrifice. They took the paisam or the sweet, and that's how they conceived. And same thing we can see in the Mary. Mother Mary, before her marriage itself, she conceived the baby. Why? Because the divine or the messenger has entered her womb. We all know that story. So these people are causeless. Because God is the cause or the source for this entire creation. He has created the world. He is the creator. He is the creator. And for creator, one more creator means there is no end to it. So he is the source. He is the creator of the universe, creator of everyone. So there will be no more creator for him. He is the uncaused cause. He is the source for the entire world and the beings. And also, if you see, he is the supreme conscious. From this whole world has been projected. Ishvara, we say in Vedanta, is the Lord of the universe. Then Bhakatasharana, refuge of the devotees, is the real friend for every being. Now I had my good friend, we were all close friends for a long time. Because of some misunderstanding, there was a difference of opinion, and we became apart, we parted each other. Then we stopped talking, we stopped conversing with each other, and we stopped trusting each other, whatnot. So like this experience, it keeps on coming and going. Many times our relationships are depending on so many things. It depends on my economical status, or on my social status, or because of their own selfish interests or calculations, whatnot. So every time it is not very safe with having the people, relationships, how much ever they are good or bad or close or whatever, distant. But whereas in God's case, there are no such type of problems, such type of shortcomings, because he doesn't want anything. He's always there. He's always ever ready. He's ever ready to help us. That's why he is one of the greatest friends for all of us. So if we receive, if we feel, and if we can ask, or if we open ourselves, if we can open our heart, he will definitely come and say it, and he will protect us. Or at any time, if we want any help from him, definitely he is ready to help us at any level. Physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, moral, and spiritual level. At any level, Sri Ramakrishna or any incarnation, prophet, they are ready to help us. Only we have to have that faith, and we should prepare ourselves. And also, if you see, Sri Krishna tells very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi hesha gunamayi mamamaya duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. My divine energy is Maya, illusion, cosmic illusion, which consists of three modes of nature, and it is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender unto me cross us over it easily. How much ever we are intelligent, how much ever we are capable, how much ever we put hard work, but still there are some limitations for our body and mind. So after that particular limit, we cannot do anything. So if we can take shelter at the feet of the Lord, at the feet of the divine, by the divine grace, one can achieve anything and everything. We can see in the life of Saint Francis of Assisi. He had not studied theology to the larger extent, to the greater extent. Then anyhow, he was put on exam. He knew probably a few things, or just few ideas. Everyone, even his own teacher, had very well aware that definitely Saint Francis of Assisi will fail in the exam. But Saint Francis of Assisi had so much love and faith in the Jesus, he never bothered. So he, with very cool mind, he went to the whatever the bishop or the leader. Then he said, he was asked to say some chant, some prayers from a particular page or from from the particular part of the gospel. And that was probably one thing which he knew very well. And St. Francis of Assisi, he chanted it, and one or two other questions were asked, which he was new, only he knew, and it was very dear to him. And he told beautifully all of them. And the examiner, either the bishop or some leader of the church, they were all, he was happy, and he passed him, and that's how he became a priest, or afterwards, or the church leader, or whatnot. See, this is what the divine grace happens. Many times, it is beyond cause and effect. It is beyond all our calculations. So, Bhakatasharana, if we can take shelter at the feet of Lord, he can take us away from all type of difficulties. We can see very clearly in the life of Swami Khandana. He is one of his disciple, monastic disciple. He was traveling in the Tibet and Himalayas. Whoever has traveled Himalayas, you can see when you go to the top, there are some glaciers. So in the glaciers, there is no established path. You have to be very careful, and you have to stick, and you have to have, every time you have to check whether the ice is strong enough so that you can keep. Sometimes the ice is, it looks like ice is, there is a good amount of ice, but when you keep your feet, then it will be very, weak. Below there will be ice cold water and very thin layer of ice, and you can get a water accident, and you can get in, and in that ice cold water, you'll be freezed in no time. Akhandanji was traveling, and it was already late evening. So sunset has happened. It was going dark. Then he had to pass a particular place, and somehow he was traveling with the help of a stick. There is no torchlight or nothing. But luckily, there was a moonlight, I think. So with the help of moonlight, he was slowly, every step he was tucking with his stick, and he was going. At some point of time, he was able to see only there are few patches of ice, otherwise there are ice. Everywhere it is water. So he has to be very careful then. He has to keep his feet very carefully, otherwise he will get into the water. He will be sinked. So very carefully he's trying to see and check and examine, and he's jumping from one place to another. Suddenly, a thick patch of cloud came and covered the moon. Now there is complete pitch darkness. Imagine. Now he doesn't know what to do next, because where to keep his step, he doesn't know, because the complete darkness, like on a no moon day. Then he started praying to Sri Ramakrishna. Oh Ramakrishna, my master, my guru, now you are the only person who can help me. Please have mercy on me. Please take care of me, or please have mercy on me and protect me or guide me. For his astonishment, he saw some person holding a stick, and he's showing a path. Come, this is the path you carry. And wherever I'm keeping my feet, you keep it like that. He's showing with the light or whatever. So Swami Akhandanji followed for some, then slowly the patch of clouds also moved, and for his astonishment, in no time, he was able to cross a particular path, a good amount of distance, and he was out of danger completely. Who was that person who guided him? It was none other than his teacher, Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda, once he was in America, he started giving lectures. He became very famous. Many people started following him. Because of that, some few Christian missionaries became jealous of him. They tried to do the character assassination. All of us, we know. And it became, it didn't work out. Then they tried to poison him. So once for one function, he was invited, and a cup of coffee was given to him, offered to him. And he was about to just sip. Immediately, Sri Ramakrishna appeared next to him and he said, look, there is a poison in the coffee. Please don't drink it. Then somehow he managed with saying something. Then he had a conversation with all of them, and he left without having the coffee. If he had probably if he had consumed the coffee, it would have been no more. So Sri Ramakrishna helped. So like that, whoever takes shelter at the feet of the Lord or at the feet of divine will protect us. Divine grace is very, very important. So Bhakatasharana. Then Tyaji Jatikulaman. Many times we see the status of the people. If he's a rich person, the way we behave with him is different. If he's a poor person, is different. He's a celebrity, the way we behave is different. I mean, in the world, that's how it happens. And someone is an ordinary man, different. If he's a friend of mine, different. So all our transactions are depends on so many things. Whether he's a known person, unknown person, whether he's a friend or neighbor, or whether he's a rich person or a poor person, whether he's a celebrity or not. So it depends on so many things. Our help, our reactions, our actions, our, what do you say, behavior, all these things, it depends. That's okay. But whereas in the God, he doesn't see all these things. First and foremost, he doesn't bother about any social status, economical status, or ethnicity, or caste, or religion, or any race, or any color of the skin. He doesn't have anything. Neither he has got any pride, nor he has got any prejudice. Oh, I am born in such a royal family. I am proud of it. Like Rama was born in a royal family. He was a king, crown prince and king. He was never, he had a pride about it. And Sri Ramakrishna had born in a Brahmin family. That is the top class, I mean, a supreme caste or a top class family in the India in those days. But still, he was never proud of it. So these people were be free from the pride and prejudice of the social things, which generally we human beings are the victim of it. Because like prejudice, pride is also a serious problem. I am a millionaire. I am a monk. I am a saint. I am very intelligent person. I know that, I know this, I can make this, I cannot make that. So such type of pride we can have. But whereas in the life of these great people, they'll be free from pride and prejudice. We can see in Sri Ramakrishna's life. So to test himself and to remove that pride, he went to a poor person, downtrodden person's house, and he cleans his toilet. Now imagine this happened around 150 years before. And in India, a person who is from Brahmin, higher caste person, going to the lower caste person's room, house, going itself is not allowed. And cleaning their toilet was definitely, it was a blasphemy probably in those days. It was a blasphemy, no doubt. But Sri Ramakrishna went and cleaned, and he wanted to remove that. If any pride is there in his mind, let it go away. So Tyaji Jatikulaman. So he was not at all proud of any status, either because of birth or because of attachment or because of attainment or because of, whatnot, social paraphernalia basically. So he was free from that. That's what we can see in the Sri Ramakrishna's life. This Nishkarana, Bhakatasharana, Tyaji Jatikulaman. This is from Sri Ramakrishna's life point of view, Sri Ramakrishna's nature or Sri Ramakrishna's personality point of view. This is what we can understand. The other way of understanding is also the devotee, a spiritual aspirant, a spiritual seeker, whoever takes refuge at the feet of the Lord, at the feet of divine, at the feet of incarnation, Bhakatasharana, then the Nishkarana, without any reason or without any calculation, he protects. And he doesn't see the devotees, Tyaji Jatikulaman. He is not bothered about his economical status, his social status, about his country, about his religion, about his ethnicity, whatnot. No social paraphernalia are considered by the Lord or by the divine. Only he sees that whether that person has got really interest in spirituality, or really he loves me, or at the most is really sincere person. Even if he's a sincere to his core, that is more than enough. God is ready to help. So Tyaji Jatikulaman is like a person, whoever may be, without any social paraphernalia, if he takes shelter, if he takes refuge at the feet of the Lord, then he is being taken care. And you can see that this cause and effect relationship doesn't hold good many times. Oh, if I do so many hours of reading, I will get passed. If I do so many hours of work, I will be paid. So like this, we have got a logic. But in the God's kingdom, you can't have that really all these things. Holy Mother says beautifully this. the God's grace is like a toy in the hands of the child. Sometimes you might have experienced, child has got a small toy. I mean, it is a worth of €1 or €2 maybe, or €5. Just for a fun, we ask, oh my dear, will you give this toy for me? The child may not give. How much or you may plead, or you may say you will give that, or you will give €100, you will give that, you will give this. You may plead, but child may not give. And suddenly someone didn't ask anything. And he may be even unknown person. But child may give that toy for that person, and the child may go away. Because child doesn't know all this logic and calculations. So Holy Mother says, beautiful example for this divine grace. So the divine grace is beyond all calculations, beyond all human calculations especially. So Nishkarana means it is beyond the divine grace is beyond all our human calculations or our human understandings. So, but if we are sincere, if you take refuge at the feet of the Lord, definitely you will be the receiver of the divine grace, will be the receiver of all the good things and auspiciousness, and your life will be blessed. Like that, many people are seen. For example, Sri Ramakrishna's, when he was in Kashipur, by that time he was suffering from cancer and his health was not good. So that's why the flow of devotees were curtailed to check his health, to protect his health. And especially new people were not at all allowed, because a person who has got a bad character, wrong character, if he comes and tests Sri Ramakrishna, his disease will aggravate. That's why it was limited. But a lady used to come. Many times she used to come in a wrong time where Sri Ramakrishna used to take rest, and basically she was not of good character. So that's why one of the monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, as a young child, he didn't allow her. You should not come, because if you come, one is you are coming in a wrong time. The second is because if you come and touch Sri Ramakrishna, then his health will go down, his disease will increase, because he accepts your sin. And he accepts your sin and he has to suffer. His body has to suffer. So to protect Sri Ramakrishna, his disciples were not allowed. I mean, they used to stop this type of entries. Sri Ramakrishna came to know and he said, no, let her come the time where I am taking rest. I don't mind. Let me serve before leaving this from this mortal coil. Let me try to help as many people possible, and let me try to help. So please don't stop her. Even if she comes during odd times, I'm ready to help her. So please don't stop her. And don't think about or don't bother about my health and other things. I'm ready to help. See, this is what the divine grace. So these people will never bother about them, about their mind, about their health, about their body, about their comforts. No, they're always ready to serve the humanity. They're always ready to help us. Only we should be ready. We should be fit enough to receive the divine grace. On this auspicious day, Ram Navami day, the birthday of Sri Rama, let us all pray so that any saint, prophet, incarnations, let all of them bless us, and let us be the fittest instruments to receive the divine grace and to make our life better and best. When we open ourselves to the divine, our lives can be best. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yes, if you have got any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
If Om is the primordial sound, sorry if I mispronounced, primordial sound. What is this invocation what this invocation by the collective could have as an impact for worldwide peace?
Yeah. So it is the name of a god, basically. There is also a beautiful theory. Even this type of a mention is also there in the Bible also. God created the word first. So like that, so the whole world has come from this word or the sound. The whole world has been manifested from the sound. There's a philosophy, and there's a particular system of philosophy in India that is called Spotayanavada. The whole world, universe has been manifested from the sound. So now what is that sound? Primary sound, cause, that is called Omkara, Om. And it's a mixture of three sounds, A, A, U, Ma, A, U, M. And basically that is the name of the Lord, you can say. And by chanting this, Omkara, time and again, what happens? Our body and mind gets purified, our mind gets elevated. Basically, our mind gets tuned to the higher frequency, or it can be tuned to the divine frequency or divinity. Then our spiritual life can be progressed. We can progress in our spiritual life, and we can be the receiver of the divine grace. Yeah, so it's also a part of sadhana. I think in one of the Upanishads, they tell very nicely that Om is a goal to be attained, Om is a path, Om is a means, and Om is a goal also. So there's a beautiful, very clear mention about that in one of the Upanishads. Like bow and arrow. With the help of bow and arrow, we can hit the target. So similarly, Om is like a bow and arrow by which we can hit the target. What is the target here? Reaching the God or having a self-realization. Hold on to Omkar, meditate, repeat, chant, and one can have self-realization or God realization.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. In relation to chanting Om, is there a certain amount of time we should chant for each day?
You can chant any number of times, but to control our mind and to train our mind, maybe like say 21 times or 51 times or 108 times, as per your energy, interest, and availability of the time, you can chant.
Okay.
So you can have some fixed number every day and you can practice. So that's what happens today. You are so jovial and you are very interested. You will do 30 times.
Mm-hmm.
And second day, third day, okay. Afterwards, you are not in a mood. You are not in a mood. You are a bit down that day mentally and you are not feeling. So you don't do it, or you may do just 5-10 times. So there can be a sort of irregularity. So to check this type of irregularity and to tame the mind, we need practice. That's why probably say we will start that every day we will chant 21 times Omkar. So whether you are interested or not interested, I will be chanting 21 times every day Omkar. So by doing that slowly, you'll be able to control your mind and tame your mind, and slowly we can progress in our spiritual life. Maybe 21 times or 25, 30, 50, 51, whichever it suits you, you can start and try to be consistent in that. That's what being consistency is very important.
Thank you, Swamiji.